JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 27th of April 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yeah, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, guys, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. To be honest, I do have a bunch of instruments here on the right, as you can see, but there are some of them are going to be just a quick overview, just a quick mentioning, because again, if you watched my videos yesterday, then you'll understand that well, basically the same analysis remains. But for now, I mean, looking at Nikkei, we can see that yes, the index drifted lower, it drifted to the downside here, but remained near this 28,980 territory. I spoke about this previously, but basically for now we can say that we are a little bit on the neutral side, because or should I say even maybe cautiously bullish, because basically here we are stuck above this upside line. Yes, of course, that's still kind of a good indication of the positivity. This upside line is taken from the low of the 19th of March, but again, on the other hand, we are also trading below this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 16th of February. Now, again, we could say maybe that we are a little bit here coiling up, yep, if we are, then of course, then yes, we are waiting for that kind of that exit through one of these lines first. But at the moment, guys, from the short-term perspective, probably the way we could look at it is, you can see that this hurdle here, this 28,326 territory, continues to provide decent support. From here, we had another rebound here, but the 200-day EMA seems to be kind of doing its job right now. I mean, it's kind of acting as a resistance area. Although we didn't really reach that yesterday, nor today. So I would say that if we get a push above that 21-day EMA and we climb above the 29,519 territory, somewhere around here, which previously acted as a fantastic area of support, then maybe we could go for a bit of a larger move here to the upside towards this downside line, and then we could take it from there. But here, for example, at the moment, guys, like I said, it's a very tricky one, and probably the safer bet is to kind of stand pat, just to kind of stand away from this one and wait for a clear move before, let's say, targeting the next directional move here. For the downside, well, pretty straightforward. We need to see a break of this upside line and a drop below this 28,326 territory in order to be a little bit more on the safe side. Shanghai Composite, quick update on this one, and this index drifted lower initially. However, it's still trading. We still have let me just double check. Actually, I think it's no, I think it's closed already. So yeah. No, sorry, it's still open. So yes, always getting confused with this one. This one is still open for another 50 something minutes. But looking at this picture, yes, you can see that we're fractionally in the red. The on the negative side is the fact that we have dropped below this 3,450 territory, and I spoke about this level yesterday, and basically what I said, that if we get a drop below this area, this would also place the price below the 21-day EMA and the 100-day EMA, and potentially more sellers could join in. So probably I would say that if it continues to trade here below this hurdle for another 50 minutes, then, well, I mean, maybe we could see actually a bit of a corrective move here lower. Now, another thing that I really wanted to kind of mention, but just probably keep this one in the back of your heads, because again, anything can happen. This is just an idea. So whenever we have, let's say, for example, a prevailing trend like this here to the downside, because currently what we're seeing is here is just maybe, let me just remove some of these lines here. Actually, what we're seeing here right now is a bit of a kind of sideways activity, and that's been happening since around the beginning of March, basically. So what we can also say that maybe, just maybe, this index actually right now is trading in this little rising channel pattern, which could potentially be seen maybe as a possible kind of bearish flag here. Now we have this little channel here. We did like I said, the prevailing trend was to the downside, and then we then started moving sideways, as you can see. Now again, I don't want to spook anybody here. Just wanted to kind of show you something that you should keep an eye on, just in case. So basically, if this eventually ends up breaking this lower side of the of this rising channel, now this is where it could turn out to be a little bit more ugly, guys, for more buyers, because if the index also drops below the 200-day EMA, now all this is gonna look very bad here for the index. And again, for now, guys, like I said, this is just an idea. It might work out, might not, but we need to kind of take into account all the potential scenarios here. Now, for the upside, if we climb above this area here, this 3,496 territory, yes, this could open the door towards some higher levels, and yep, we could move towards the 3,542 territory here, or maybe even we could overcome the upper side of the this rising channel pattern, and then yep, we would take it from there. But at the moment, guys, just to kind of, like I said, just wanted to run this by you, so that you would kind of you would be aware, because again, like I said, we need to consider all potential options, or possible options. The German index, DAX, and yesterday we closed fractionally in the positive territory. However, as you can see, once again struggled to remain above this 15,312 territory right here, and the index basically drifted kind of to the downside again here, but it kind of was a bit of a up and down move here yesterday. But let's put it this way: if we take a look at the cash index right now, we'll see that the price is currently trading at around, not far from that 15,312 territory, but still fractionally below it. Now we might get another push higher here. This little idea here, I mean, we could maybe see here if on a shorter time frame, for example. Let me just jump into a 4-hour chart. On the shorter time frame, maybe this could be seen as a possible, as a potential ascending triangle here, with the upper side of it being this 15,312 territory, roughly around there, guys. But again, on the other hand, if we see this as a possible bearish pennant, that's another story, because the prevailing trend was to the downside. Then we started forming this little this formation here, and yep, this could potentially also lead to the downside. However, again, Coming back to the same rule, basically we need the confirmation break first. So if you're looking for the downside, guys, wait at least for a break of this upside support line taken from the low the 26th of February, and then yes, maybe we could start aiming for some lower levels. If the price falls somewhere below this 15,210 territory, roughly around here, I might actually adjust this level, to be honest, because this is becoming a little bit invalid. Yeah, that's correct. So this needs to adjust. There we go. So probably we'll stick to the low of Friday here near the 15,149.50. Let's round it up to the 50, because if we get a drop below this upside line, yes, we could drift lower, but we might maybe find support near this the low of Friday, or near this 21-day EMA, which probably by the time this could drift lower could approach this 15,150 territory and kind of coincide with it. So basically just kind of proving a strong area just here. So in other words, I would say that if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side with the downside, well, wait for that drop below the 15,150 territory, and then yes, maybe we could start aiming for some lower levels. But at the moment, guys, we are near this 15,312 territory. Can we overcome that area and stay above it? Well, we'll just have to wait and see today. Quick update on DXY. To be honest, not much has changed, but yep, we can see that yes, we had a bit of a recovery here, but overall we're still trading below this downside line taken from the high of the 31st of March. So I would say that if you want to go for some lower levels, you can still do that, because again, as long as this downside line remains intact, there is a chance still to drift further south, but towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 6th of January. For the upside, we need to see a break of this downside line and push maybe somewhere above this 91.36 territory here. And then, yes, we could go for higher levels. Now jumping into gold, and gold is also still interesting because we are still trading above this upside support line. So look at this beautiful kind of technical picture here. So yesterday I mentioned this and said that we might see a drift lower, but if this downside line together with this upside line does provide good support here, then yeah, a nice rebound here might be possible. So this little curved arrow here is for the ones who are a little bit on the risky side. For the more cautious ones, I mean, I would say a push above the 1798 territory here might do the trick for more buyers, because a break above this, of course, we would already have the commodity above the all the EMAs here, and yep, more buyers could join in here as the forthcoming higher high would be confirmed. US oil, WTI oil. So it was a bit of a roller coaster, and that's the reason why I said to you guys yesterday, wait for that drop below the 60.64 level. And look at this. I mean, just beautiful test of it. And then a rebound and a move back above the 21-day EMA, and now we're even back above the 62 barrier here. However, I'm not saying that this is from here we will start just moving higher. No, this of course increases the chances. But first of all, one thing for sure is, let me get rid of this upside line, or even actually better, let me recycle it. So always recycle, guys. Yep, it helps everybody. If that wasn't a hidden message for you guys, then I don't know what was. Okay, so basically, long story short, here basically we have an upside support line, a short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 5th of April. And yep, as you can see, yesterday this upside line got violated, but that's the reason why I said that wait for that drop below the 60.64, and we didn't really get that. Instead, we just got a test of it, and yep, now we're seeing a push back to the upside. However, I'll stick to the same rule that if you want to go for the upside, wait for this move above this highlighted area right here that I just placed, the 63.80 territory, roughly around here. A nice daily candle staying above this may open the door towards higher levels. For the downside, 60.64 level, we're still keeping an eye on that one. Ethereum. Continues to push higher. I mean, this is on fire, and yep. But if you remember yesterday, I covered Ethereum, and I said to you guys, if we get a push above the 2550 territory right here, and we have the daily candle staying above this, then yes, in a way, higher levels could be met. But just look at this beautiful move and beautiful test of that specific area, just like that. And yep, it got a hold up here. Yes, now it's trying to make its way. This morning it's trying to make its way higher, but can it push above it? Well, we'll just have to wait and see, guys, here, because again, this was a good move. Now the big question here is, can we move further north? Can we go for that all-time high again, the 2644 level? For now, yes, I'm going to continue kind of carefully aim higher. But of course, I'm accepting the fact that this might reverse sharply to the downside at any moment, and that's why I'll be a little bit more on the careful side. If by any chance, let's say, I start seeing the rate falling somewhere below this little territory, the 2470, 2470 territory. Now this is where maybe a bit of a corrective move back down could be possible. But for now, as long as it stays above this hurdle, yes, I'm aiming carefully for the upside. Ripple, a quick update on that one. So, yep, yesterday I've mentioned Ripple as well in my Traders Tea Time, if you remember, and that's the level that I've mentioned right here, the 1.4634. I said that in a way, after the fact that we managed to climb back above the 21-day EMA, my next target is around here. But if you want to go further north, then probably a push above this barrier would be needed. So for now, everything is looking quite positive here for Ripple. But of course, only if it can overcome this hurdle, the high of the 21st of April. If it can, wonderful, we can go further towards the 1.57 territory, and then, like I said, we'll slowly go step by step on this one, because just to be a little bit more on the safe side, we don't want to, let's say, overdo this, to be over positive, if we can, or overconfident, there we go, with the upside. So again, we're keeping always an element of the doubt to everything, but for now, guys, long story short, yes, we're leaning a little bit more towards the upside, especially if we clear this 1.4634 territory. Now, jumping into AUDUSD. So, just a quick update in terms of the economic calendar today. We did get the BOJ interest rate decision. I'll get to one of the Japanese pairs in a bit. So, yep, the interest rate remained the same at minus 0.1%. So, yep, we had the BOJ also produced the monetary policy statement. So, you can have a read on that one today. We'll present kind of the our daily analysis as we do every morning. It's coming out shortly, maybe in about an hour or so. But yeah, in terms of the other events, I mean, we have something for the Swedish from Sweden with Swedish numbers, and also I'll mention the USD in a bit as well. In terms of other news, I mean, it's not very, let's say, a very kind of busy day in terms of economic data, but we do have the from the US CB consumer confidence number, which is expected currently to go up a little bit, but again, we'll see how that goes out. And of course, the house prices are from the US coming out as well. But coming back to this, so yep, we can see that yesterday we managed to stay above the 0.7757 territory. I spoke about this. Basically, not going to spend again too much time on this talking about this one, because again, everything's kind of working out nicely here, and for now, what I'm aiming here for is the 0.7849 level, as long as the rate stays above the 0.7757 territory. If it starts falling back below it, I'm taking a neutral stand here, but if it starts drifting, let's say, below this little hurdle right here, the low of last week, near the 0.7690, then yes, I'll aim for a bit of a move lower. AUDJPY very quickly on this one, and yep, also the pair is moving nicely here. And yesterday, if you remember, I said about this, I talked about this this triangle pattern, and that the prevailing trend is to the upside, and there is a good chance we could see a break higher. Well, we came close to the upper side of the triangle, so let's see if we can actually clear this. So, not gonna, like I said, not gonna talk too much about this one because yesterday I've mentioned this one, and basically there is a slightly bigger chance of this one breaking higher than lower. However, we are still within this triangle pattern, so we cannot really, let's say, get too confident with ourselves, and we need to wait for the exit first. Quick update on USDCAD, continues to slide here, and yep, we managed to move nicely here below this 1.2450 territory. So yep, and came close to testing the lowest point of March near the 1.2365 territory. Now, can we go lower? Well, probably now at this point, given that we already had a nice decent slide, I'll probably wait for a drop below this area, below the lowest point of March, in order to get a little bit more comfortable with further declines. Now, the US dollar against the Swedish krone, and yes, we have the Swedish numbers coming out today, the employment numbers, and so far the expectation is for actually. No, I can see that there's no forecast at the moment because the previous number was at 9.7. So this is how we could look at this. If it comes out much better than the previous figure, then, well, we could expect the Swedish krone strengthening, continuing to strengthen. But here, for example, from the technical picture, you can see that, yes, it's drifting lower, but we are approaching this upside support line taken from the low. They were taken from the low of the 6th of January, guys. So keep that in mind, because if it drifts a little bit lower but finds good support here, we might see a bit of a rebound here back up. Unless it decides not to travel all the way lower and starts pushing above the 8.43 territory straight away. Now that's where, yes, more buyers could join in. Quick update on GBP NZD. So I've talked about this one yesterday, and basically for now the same game plan remains. I just wanted to kind of pick up on this one so that kind of just to refresh your memories. But basically what I'm looking at here is the current lowest point of April near the 1.9175. That gets cleared, then yes, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and more sellers could join in. So right now, this morning, we're seeing a bit of a recovery here. However, if it continues to trade below this downside line and below this upside line as well, then yep, well, it could drift to the downside. But if you're a little bit more on the safe side, then wait for that drop below the 1.9175 territory. Also, quick update on the euro against the Turkish lira, something that I mentioned. You can see that we've broke the previous all-time high level. We created a new all-time high yesterday, and yep, and then basically we reversed sharply to the downside. Well, to be honest, that's a standard kind of occurrence sometimes when the market, let's say, goes for a new all-time high, but then actually at the end of the day it closes below the previous all-time high, and this way kind of signaling maybe a possible reversal. However, at the moment what I need here to see is also a break of this upside line in order to get a little bit more comfortable with the downside. And this upside line is taken from the low of the 22nd of March. And finally, also quick update on Euro USD. So everything's still in line with the idea. The idea was to keep an eye on this short-term upside support line taken from the low of the 5th of April. Yeah, I mean, let's see how this is going to play out. If this upside line continues to hold, yes, we could see a move higher. However, I would prefer to wait for a break of this downside line taken from the high of the 6th of January in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside, and also, yes, as a push up of the 1.2113 level would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and more buyers could join in. For the downside, I'm taking a bit of a conservative approach here, and I would prefer to wait for a drop below the 1.1990 zone. I do understand that we could be missing out here on a bit of territory, but to be honest, I'd rather be a little bit more safe than sorry. So guys, that's it for this session. I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, guys, your views, your likes, your everything, your comments. So I really do that. So thank you very much. If you want to catch my video later on, my trader's tea time is always 12:30 GMT. So yeah, have a nice trading day, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.